Hi, Stacy. How are you? Man, I am tired tonight for some reason. I guess because I've been on the computer all day. Hello, Robert. And writing some music. Man, I have a headache and my... Oh, come on, see. Ay, boonga. Okay. Here we go. Let's wait for everyone else to get into the chat. Who's this? Old dog. Robert Stacy, he said hello. That was very nice of you, Robert. And I mean, not old dog. Triplet roll, you guys. Loosen up with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom. Take a nap, I have to teach. My problem is I get up, I can't sleep at night. I get up at 4:30 every day. Why, I don't know. So I come into the studio, I have my coffee and a couple of cigarettes. I come into my studio and I start writing. And I stay there until maybe 10 o'clock. Then I said, okay, let me get a little breakfast, take a shower, and prepare for the lesson. Hello, Paul. Hello, Stacy again, and Robert, and Seth. How you doing? Okay, triplet roll. We all understand the triplet roll. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, when I'm doing it that way, you notice there's no heavy-duty accents. I'm just letting the stick drop. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And I'll do that for 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. Hello, Dennis. So we are populated. Waiting for Jimmy, but that's okay. Michael Lewis has been very sick, guys. We all remember Michael Lewis, right? Okay. The 5-stroke roll, 7-stroke roll, 9-stroke roll. How about if we do some flams tonight? Like the flam, the flam accent, the Swiss Army triplet, the flam paradiddles. How's that sound, guys? Now, I think I've given you a sheet in the past of the difference between flam accents and Swiss Army triplets. Yeah, you should. Or Skype them, either or. Anyway, it's really, I can tell you, just a couple seconds here of a little funny story. When I was taking lessons, one of the teachers said to me, let me hear a flam accent. Well, when somebody said a flam accent, what I would do, this is my flam, I would hit the flam harder, so I accented it, and that's not what it is. Okay? So, I have a flam accent. Now, we all know how to do a flam. It's the little grace note before the king note or the principal note. That's an alternating flam. If I let that grace note far away from the king note, watch. Hear that? So I'm going to close it up. Make it closer. Almost as one. Just that grace note hits just before the principal note or the king note. So, a flam accent is a triplet, alternating the triplet. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it has a flam on the first stroke of that triplet. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the objective, well, the reason for the flam, it makes the note that you're flamming sound fatter. So if I did the triplet, 1, 2, without the flam, 3, 4. Now fatter, 1. Get a difference? Do we understand the difference? Ladies and gentlemen, do we understand the difference? Without and with. So a flam accent, what you want to do is set your metronome and hit 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For about 5 minutes. Now that's in the 8th note triplet formation. I could take that and put it into a 16th note triplet formation, which would be, if you're going to count the triplet, 1 triplet and triplet, triplet and triplet, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, do we understand? Bulldog understands. Robert Wallman understands. Paul understands. How about you, Stacy and Dennis? Flam accent. We're going to do linear stuff with that too, but not right now. That's the flam accent. If you want to slow it way, way down, think of 3, 4 and 3/4 notes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, like again, this is ground 0. 1, 2, 3. 1 at 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's a lot easier if you don't understand the 8th note triplet. You do that for a while, then graduate to, excuse me, the 8th note triplet. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the ba-da-ba. Now this is all broke down. It's all broken down in the rudimental breakdown with the levels. Now when you're doing the flam accent, you're doing a triplet, but the first flam is a downstroke flam. And the 2 and the down, up, tap, down. That's what is occurring. That upstroke puts you in position to nail the up and coming flam. With effortlessly, yeah, that's the word. It makes it smooth, no problem, nice and relaxed. Okay? So now, that's the flam accent. And we'll do all kinds of variations of that. I just want to introduce it to you. The next one I want to introduce is the Swiss Army triplet. That's the name of it. And it's a triplet, 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. It necessarily don't have to be in a triplet formation, but for this particular lesson, we're going to do it in a triplet formation. So we're going to count 8th note triplets. 1 and the 2 and the so on and so forth. The sticking changes. So instead of right, left, right, left, right, left, we're still going to do the triplet, but the first 2 strokes are the same. It's a right, it's 1 and the. So I have a downstroke flam, which is a right, 1, upstroke with the right, and the 2. Again, you can count it 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ba ba da ba da. Oh yeah, 1. 900,000 times. Then you could take it over to the triplet formation, nice and slow. 1 and the, 2 and the, 3 and the, 4 and the. Now, what I consider that to be is a right hand Swiss Army triplet. A lot of people disagree with it, but that's okay. I don't really care if they disagree or agree. That's a Swiss Army triplet with the right hand lead. Ah. But if you're doing some marching stuff, or jazz stuff or anything, wherever it falls with the left, it's still a Swiss Army triplet, but it's on the left side. So you want to do this with the left. 1, 2, again 3, 4. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hit a flam. A lot of people give me a flam like this. It's a flat flam. There are no-nos right now. So we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you can come up with an exercise again with the stick control. First of all, do we all understand that? And we can go to a formula. Like R becomes a right-hand Swiss triplet. Left becomes a left-hand Swiss triplet. But the levels are going to change in this situation. Well, if you want to call it a tap, Dennis, yes. All right, but it's a grace note. See, a grace note musically absolutely has no value. It's more of the artist's interpretation of the grace note. You hit the grace note as close as possible to the king note or the primary note. If I just do one stroke, yep, I just have a tap. I just drop the stick. Without, with. You hear the difference? We understand that. Now, let's go back to the flam, the Swiss Army triplet. If I do the right and left, and I say, okay, let's take the stick control book, page 5, 6, and 7, and make it a formula. Like R is a right-hand Swiss Army triplet. Left hand is a left-hand Swiss Army triplet. This is challenging. And everything I give after the basic is challenging to you because the most important thing, well, one of the most important things is the level system. You need to put it in place. It's a natural way to play. And everybody says, well, if it's so natural, why do you have to practice it? Well, if you practice what is natural, all you do is reinforce it. Simple. So let's go back to that formula. R. But now the level changed because I have to get in position. The next one. Right. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Do it in 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll write that out. It's going to be in the rudimental formulas. Man, what a trip I'm having with this book. I don't know, man. I'm going to try to keep the pages down. I have 130 pages all finished. I don't think I want to make it 180 pages because the cost is too high. So I'm going to finish up what I got and maybe do another 20 pages of linear concepts. And I think that would be all. But that's the Swiss Army triplet, okay? So we have the flam accent. You could also do the flam accent with the stick control book. The flam accent is right, left, right, left, right, left. That's alternating. But if I do right hand, like if I say this is equal to the right, and this is equal to the left, that's a Swiss triplet. I say, okay, let's do it. Right, that's easy, the first line. If I say two rights, at 1, 2, it's so close to the Swiss Army triplet. If you play your Swiss Army triplet like this, and like I keep saying, if you keep moving it, and somebody says to you, man, your roll sounds like shit, it's sloppy, then you say thank you, because you're playing Swiss Army triplets almost as a roll. Just a joke, you know, we loosen up. Okay, so that's the Swiss Army triplet, the flam accent. Let's go to the flam tap. And that's all it is a flam tap. Flam tap. So we're going to take this in 4/4. First, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. On the count of 1 and the count of 3, they're flams. So they're alternating flams, by the way. Alternate, tap. Alternate, tap. I'll do it in tempo. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first formation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flam, tap, flam, tap. 1, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you get that going on, take it to the eighth note formation. So that's going to be 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you hit it 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and pop. The next notation would be 16th notes. A 16th note formation as 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the back quarters. 1, 2, 3. Eighth note. 1, 16th. Everybody understand that transition? I'll break it down. Time for some water. Everyone understands that transition. Now, what I'm doing is explaining to you the rudiments, or some of the rudiments on the snare drum. Okay? And I'm not limiting them to just play it on the snare drum. You could play them all over the drum set. But before you do that, get them on one surface. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay, so that's the flam accent, the Swiss Army triplet, the flam tap, and 3 formations. And we're going to go to the flam single paradiddle. That's all good? You understand? Seth understands. Now we're going to go to the flam single paradiddle. And again, when you're playing this stuff, it's the levels, man. The levels is what makes your form correct and clean and makes you proceed to play it faster with ease. So, the flam paradiddle. It's just a paradiddle with a flam in front of it. Now, I'm going to do the single paradiddle without a flam, and I'm going to do it in quarter note formation, and I'm going to accent the first stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now, that's just a paradiddle in quarter note formation. Now the flam paradiddle is we put a flam in front of it. 1, 2, that was flat, very sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, that's 2 open. Can you hear that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the flam paradiddle in quarter notes. Let's do it in eighth notes. Then 16ths. Okay? Flam accent, Swiss Army triplet, flam tap, and a flam paradiddle. All right? Now, that's just about what I want to give you. Yes, it does. It makes sense. Okay. I guess that's what you're responding to. All right. Last night I did an exercise distinguishing between the singles and the doubles, and Mr. Old Dog, he liked it. And again, it's a formula that I've come up with stick control book. Now, I'm not a creator or an inventor of all these things. I just make great use of the brilliance of George Lawrence Stone. It's the way he organized things, how to make the right and the left side equal, and how to expand on the right and expand on the left equally. So I come up with this exercise, and it's in 16th note formation. Actually, what the hardest part about this exercise is to remember what you're doing. And that does go away when you start concentrating on your hands. So let's make right, and this is what you like, Mr. Old Dog, a grouping of 4, 1 ienda as singles, and L, 1 ienda as doubles. So when I see an R, I'm going to play 4 singles in 16th note formation. When I see an L, I'm going to play double strokes in 16th note formation. So I'm going to do the first guy nice and easy. Now you want to use a metronome in a little while once you get to understand the exercise. So with that, a formula, you're going to have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and simple. Now we'll go to line 3. This is where it really makes a lot more sense. Well, line 1 made a lot of sense too. But line 3, 2 rights, 2 lefts. So you have 1 E and 2 E and left. That's the one you like right there, Mr. Old Dog, Rick. All right. You know, it's really funny. I keep emphasizing this, that this is an instructional platform. And I get some email or some responses. Man, your lessons put me to sleep. Hey, go to sleep, my man. I don't care. What I do is it's instructional and I teach. I don't perform. Why should I perform? That takes away from the platform that I've established. Do we agree with that? I mean, I occasionally fool around a little bit, but I mean, you know, if you want a drum solo from me, I'll make a video and put it on YouTube. It's simple. What is the reason for me to fool around or to try to make myself look great, or so to speak? Who cares? I mean, something like that. You know, if you don't teach these kids or these guys or these people how to play a samba, how to play a rock pattern with some, what do they call fills or whatever, you're not happening. But then you break it down, and guess what? They don't know how to read. They don't know how to count. They don't know the language of drumming. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, why should, I mean, I'll play something, but, you know, I'm doing 4 measures. What's a measure? What's a quarter note? Yet I'm boring. But they don't want to take the time out to learn. Now, I have a few other books out on the market, and I'm going to revise them, like reading in 4/4, reading in 6/8. I'm going to redo them again. And like I said last night, that's it for 100 years. I'm doing no more. I'm going to distribute my own books. I'm going to be my own publishing company. And I'm going to be an instructor, as I am. And if I have to go play, or not have to, but when I go play, I'm going to play. All these things are separate. So how could you say I'm boring when you don't even know what a quarter note is? Or what 2/2 is, or alla breve? It doesn't make any sense. Well, it does, because, you know, you can play this like Vinnie Colaiuta? No, I can't play it like Vinnie Colaiuta. And no one else could except Vinnie. Yeah, well, I'm looking for that too. It's not about pleasing anybody, Seth. It's about what I do. Well, first off, all you guys that are in here, if I say there's a right and there's a wrong when you play, and you agree with me this is right, would not all of you sound the same? It's simple. What I do is I teach technique. I teach execution, the level system. Give you some good ideas so I can stimulate your passion. I can absolutely feed your creativity. You establish your own voice. When you play with a band, yes, there are certain parameters you need to maintain. That's called communication. There's different sections to a tune. And you know, if you want to play and take a tune from YouTube, it's a cover tune, and you want to play exactly, say, from the Police, exactly like Stuart Copeland, well, what are you doing? You're a good player? No. You're emulating him. You're copying him, which is not bad. I mean, you know, it takes ability and a talent to do that. But if somebody says to you, can you explain that and write it out? You could say no. That's what they usually do. However, if I play a Police tune, I'm going to stay within the parameters of the tune, yes. But how I make the breaks or the hits or whatever you want to call it is me, my voice, my feel. But I'm still playing the same tune. That's like everybody here. If everybody sat in with the same band, we all took a turn with a band that night at the same band, and we all played the same tune. Why is it that tune that we all played sounds different? And Dennis, that's coming, Dennis, when I can get a bass player. You know, a lot of bass players, you know, they're in rock bands with the long hair and the tattoos and the piercings, and they want to play some heavy metal, so I have to play some, what they call blast beats? No way, man. I want to play music. And yeah, I'm going to find me the upright bass player that I could interact with. Then I got to get a schedule going on. So if I could do a live lesson like that, that would be fantastic. If I can't do a live lesson like that, I will make a video. You know, it's a matter of scheduling. Okay, guys, I don't know, man. Like I promised everybody, because I didn't make, what was it? Was it Tuesday afternoon? The lesson, I would do a lesson on Friday. Are you guys going to hold me to it? Because I need to take a little rest here. But if you guys really want me to, I'll do it. I have a lot of work to do. Jazz and funk. Yeah, well, you have to understand. You're throwing out there, Dennis, jazz and funk. Well, you know what? What you should do, email me a definition of what you consider jazz and email me a definition of what you consider funk. I consider it music. You like what I say? Thank you, Stacy. Well, what I say is not me, it is what it is. All right, it's 1 + 1 = 2. Ha! Simple. But you need to, you know, I'm showing you what the language is. This is a 5-stroke roll. This is a 7-stroke roll. In a few different formations. What you do with that is up to you, how you feel it inside of a tune. See, if you're playing a true jazz tune, and a lot of people don't, they think they have to swing and how fast they can play and all that garbage. No, it's not that, man. It's you have to develop a concept. You have to maintain the rules. The hell with the rules, just play. No, that doesn't work that way, man. If you're taking an open drum solo, I'm sure that everybody knows what an open drum solo is. Yeah, man, blow your brains out. Phrase whatever you want. It has nothing to do with any relationship of a tune. Okay? When you're playing with a jazz band or a funk band or a rock band, there's a certain structure of each tune you need to maintain. When you're playing, especially jazz, when you play the head twice and you do the improv, what you're actually doing is you're having a conversation with the other musicians. What's that, Hoist? Not Stacy? What are you guys, getting married? Stacy, your last name is Hoist? Just joking. All right, so we won't do a lesson tomorrow afternoon. I appreciate that, guys. Unless, we have how many people in here? 13. If I get 7 votes saying do a lesson tomorrow, I will do it. So let's start the vote now. Yes or no? Yes for the lesson, no for no lesson. Well, it's not that I inspire you to be better. You have that inside of you to become better. Thank you, Stacy. If everybody, all the students here inspire me to give you a good lesson because of what you're saying. Whether you're a good student or a bad student, I still teach the same. Seth, no. Old Dog, no. Robert, no. That's 4. I need 3 more. Dennis, no. 5. 2 more. Okay, well, maybe everybody's not in the chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about you there, Paul? I mean, if I don't do a lesson tomorrow, I'll see you. Okay, just kidding. How about you, Paul? You gonna go with the flow, or you gonna give me a hard time? All right, well, we'll leave it with no lesson tomorrow afternoon. I will somewhere along the line. I've been doing longer lessons, if you noticed. Andrew. Andrew, how long have you been here, sir? You're brand new to this whole thing. Is this your first time here? Okay, thank you, Hoist. Okay, I will. Andrew, speak to us. Everybody say hello to Andrew. It's his first time here, I believe. And that's so nice. It's your first time. Okay, Paul. Andrew, you know how to read? How long have you been playing? Okay, good. Now, I'm going to give you my email. All right, well, you have to do what you have to do. I'm going to give you my email. And you can email me, and I'll put you on the mailing list if you want. Okay? There you go, Andrew. Andrew, we're all rusty all the time. Andrew, if you email me, I will add you to the mailing list. And what happens, if you're on my mailing list, you'll get a mail every Monday or maybe Tuesday. And you will get notification of the time and location of the lessons and PDFs if needed. Now, guys, notice that I did not promote my publications yet on here because I am so tired I can't do that. Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, have a nice weekend. We'll see everybody Monday afternoon, 1 p.m. Okay? So there are no questions. And we'll deal with it, okay?